There's Bert Kreischer.
Hi, Bert.
Guys,
What's
how you
going
doing?
on?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's it going, man?
I am fantastic.
Welcome to the show.
I just saw Sway and Heather B.
We were talking about earlier how much energy you have in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's especially weird, I
Repulsive.
guess. Being that you were like texting me at like 1:30 in the morning, being
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm coming in. Am I coming in? I'm like, yeah, dude, you're coming in.
I got pretty fucked up last night.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
How long were you out till?
I
What were you doing?
don't know.
Just getting fucked up?
Just getting fucked up, man. Chasing the dragon.
It's New York.
It was fun, man. I went to the stand, and it was all. I ran into Judah, and I haven't seen Judah in forever. It's so cool coming back to New York and like seeing guys that you know. I guess you started with, but they were already started, and you just and like Big J. I love Big J. I love hanging out with him, and Kurt, and Ari, and we just sat around and talk shit, and it was fucking fun.
You just had a good time. You don't have that vibe out in L.A.? Or do you just
We
have
do, we
different
do.
people you talk shit
They
with?
don't talk shit as much out there. People don't. Patrice used to talk about that. They don't tease each other in LA as much. People
Yeah.
don't shit on each other.
It's marijuana.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because we got this like free love mentality. Like you go to the store and it's like big hugs from Rogan, stand-ups in town. Shut up, Ron White's buying drinks. Oh, we're all gonna have a great time. And then you come out here, you're like, "What's up, faggot?"
Absolutely.
So it's not an increased sensitivity. It's just everybody's just kind of
Yeah, it's marijuana. It's like
they just love each other.
the other night we were in the green room in the main room. It's me, Marin, Fitzsimmons, Norm Macdonald, Rogan, and it's just a different energy. I think not everyone's high, but everyone's high kind of, and joints are being passed around, and Norm Macdonald's telling the greatest fucking stories in the world, and I'm just sitting back like a fanboy. I mean, Rogan's sitting there just like wide-eyed.
Everybody's just enjoying it.
Yeah, but it's total. It is completely and totally different. I don't know if it's the fact that we can sit down. Like in New York, it was always like standing up in front of the Boston Comedy Club is how I remember hanging out with people.
I don't think the difference between the East and West Coast is sitting. I think there's a little more to it than that. We have chairs out there.
I meant like space, like there's no space.
You can spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Whereas here, everything's closed. What's got you in New York?
doing press for my special, November 11th on Showtime. It's called The Machine. And I was doing Gotham. Yeah, Gotham was fun as fuck.
Yeah?
Gotham's a different club than like other New York clubs, right, Jim?
Yeah, it feels more like a road room. It's bigger, it's higher ceilings. It's a nice room. It's a very nice room.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like New York.
It doesn't feel like a workout room. Like
Right.
like the cellar, I like to work out material. And the stand kind of feels like you can go down there. Gotham feels more like a refined experience.
I see.
That's another big difference between New York and LA is that we don't have as many workout rooms. Like everything's a showcase. You go do like we did that show I was just telling you about. Like half of the cast of Ally McBeal was there. I know. I don't want to name drop this.
Ooh, like the Oscars. Oh my God, what happened? Did you hear what happened last night? Tina Yothers walked into the Improv. Gives a shit.
Ally McBeal.
It's the worst.
Half the cast of Ally McBeal is. How did you know who the cast of Ally McBeal
I know,
was?
that's terrible. Oh my fucking God.
You know what's really sad? That the cast of Ally McBeal is still hanging out together.
Jesus, make sure you have a good set. The grips from fucking Hardcastle and McCormick are in the back tonight.
I know the show got canceled years ago, but we still do Fridays, right? We still.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are being so New York.
I wouldn't mind if it was Seinfeld. I could see if it was Jason Alexander
Ally McBeal.
or whatever.
That's all I could know them from.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, remember when we did that episode, guys, with the dancing baby?
Yeah.
Ooga chaka.
Dude, who is that walking in? That's fucking Peter Falk's stand-in from Columbo. Make sure you have a good set.
Oh, I'm fucking sweating. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the difference.
Oh my
That's the
God,
difference.
that's the worst celebrity sighting in history.
I still get so fucking excited. If
I would too. I do too. But the cast of Ally McBeal wouldn't do much for me.
That's the thing about L.A. You never know when the cast of Ally McBeal is going to
Yeah,
walk in a room.
absolutely.
You know what's so funny? I did a show one time, and there's this little girl
Yay!
at the bar, and she's like posting up and hanging out, and I'm like, I'm not thinking anything about it, and I'm being totally normal, and then someone goes, "That's Dakota Fanning." I'm fucking 43, and I made a complete and total ass out of myself.
What did you do?
I just was like, really, I was like, okay, I got to get her to say her name in my head so that I can go, oh, I know who you are, you know? So I was like, I'm Bert. And she's like, I'm Dakota. And I was like, oh, my daughter's got a friend named Dakota. Only Dakota I know is Dakota. Hey, you're Dakota Fanning.
That's a huge.
It was horrible.
What a creepy interaction.
Yeah, because when you were.
No shit.
How old is she?
She's got to be 21.
She's an adult now. Yeah.
So it's like you were just going up, and it seemed like just a guy picking you up at a bar, like, "Hey, I'm Bert."
No, she had been at my show, and she was hanging out with like the people after my show.
I see.
Whenever I do a show, everyone wants to hang out and drink, and so she's in that group. And then I was like,
only Dakota I know is
worse.
Dakota Fan. Hey, wait a minute.
That wouldn't. You should have like waved papers at her, and you could have said, "I'm fanning you," and she would have said, "That's my name." Yeah.
Only fanning I know is Dakota. Wait a
Holy
minute.
mackerel, is that you?
all these people hanging out are kind of fanning.
Yeah.
Hey,
Whoa.
shut the fuck up!
Is that you with the DF necklace?
Did you hang out with her?
I tried to they got a private room in the Improv upstairs,
Uh-huh.
and I tried to like move the party up there so that we could all hang out. And so I got the room. They brought bottles of Tito's up, and it was like all perfect. And then I go down. I'm like, all right, you guys ready to go up? And she's gone. And then I just brought a bunch of people that I didn't want to talk to. It was horrible. Then they were like, Bert, you're really amazing. Like
These are people that were in your audience?
yeah, they were just in my audience. And they're like,
Get a private room with the crowd after. I can't think of a worse scenario.
Just some Tito's, a private room in your audience?
Yeah, and then the one star you want to talk to fucking beat it. You know?
they're like, you really are a hands-on comic, man.
You're
Like,
like,
you do this for your fans? And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I'd like to get in touch with the people and connect.
you were just in way over your head. Let me ask you, Jim, if you had a celebrity interaction, you had to kind of like arrange something like that, and then you realized that the celebrity had left, would you decide, I got to be a nice guy?
No,
and
I'd say I'm right back. I'd excuse myself to go to the bathroom. Then I'd start a fire in the entrance and walk out.
Who would you really geek out over?
No, a lot of people I would. Yeah,
Really?
a lot of sure. Why not?
Like, what's the lowest level that you've geeked out over? Like the one that you're almost embarrassed that you're like, holy shit, I can't believe that.
I mean, he just geeked out over Roberta Flack at Amy Schumer's show the other day.
Yeah, Roberta Flack's an iconic woman.
What is
Killing Me Softly. She's saying Killing Me Softly.
Oh, I thought she was famous for the seed.
You know what the best
That's
about
funny.
that interaction
Yes,
was?
I met Martha Linseed once. It was fucking boo. Why?
Bert, because I thought she was famous for the seed, and then the eyebrows started going up and down.
I'm not done with this one.
My first thought was cum, and I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. And then I'm like, oh, flaxseed oil.
Roberta Flack cum?
No, seed is a good word for cum.
Yeah, no, I know.
I had an interaction with who was the Nigerian Nightmare? Christian Okoye. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He played for the Chiefs. He's from
right.
Nigeria. He's like 6'5", 280. He was a linebacker. He's a fucking beast. Or he's a running back. He was a beast. So I was on a TV show, and we were all doing pictures, and everyone was getting pictures with him. And I came up, and I made like a gay joke. I go, hey, do you think me and you could do a picture, just me and you by ourselves with our shirts off? And everyone laughed, and he didn't get the joke because he's Nigerian. And he was like, no, no. And so so then we do a big group photo, like with the cast and everyone. And everyone starts walking away, and he grabs me by the arm. He goes, let's take our shirts off now. And I went, no, I was joking. And he goes, I got you, funny man. It scared the fuck out of me.
It did, right?
Yeah, that's an obscure one.
Yeah.
Christian Okoye. Yeah. That's not the most. I've geeked out over a lot of people.
Who would you say
At
is like
Comic Cons, I have
the
weird
best
moments.
is going to Comic Con with him because it's so easy to convince him that just a cosplayer is a celebrity, and he'll ask any celebrity for a photo.
Sometimes
I watched a video of this is an old video of cribs of your house one time.
Oh, that was back at NEW
When you lived with Florentine?
when I lived with Florentine in Cliffside Park, New Jersey.
No, wait, is that no, not this shit place. That looked like it had mold. The nice place.
Oh, the other one. Yeah.
You still live in that place?
No.
What was interesting to me is that you had all your autograph stuff around.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I've never gotten anything signed.
I
in my
put that
entire
stuff
life.
up in lieu of family or loved ones' photos. Yeah.
For a long time, your place looked like a museum,
But it wasn't meant to look like a museum. It was
like
what
a
else am I gonna
museum of
hang up?
pop culture.
Art shit that I don't like. I put up stuff I like.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot of it.
There's a lot of it. Have you been hanging up stuff? Because I saw your place.
No,
like,
my place is still bare. I
Yeah.
gotta buy different frames. I have not done that. I've been very poor with the interior stuff.
Yeah.
I'm too busy.
I was impressed that your bed looked very like. It didn't look like what I thought you'd have.
What did you think there was going to be like crust
One
on the
giant
sheets?
cum
and stuff?
stain.
Yeah.
It was like it looked like if you spent the night at a sorority house. Like it had like it was like wrought iron.
It
and I
was
like,
very teenage girlish. I've gotten rid of that.
And
I
big
don't have that
fluffy
anymore.
like white like
Yeah, it was-
duvets and
it was
stuff
very
like that.
faggy. Yes,
a
fair enough.
boyfriend pillow.
Yeah, it was very queer. My bed.
What?
Yeah.
You knew you got a whole new bed when you moved in?
No, I threw the frame out because there's not a lot of space between my bed and my window.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bigger bedroom, but the way it's shaped is weird, so I have to get a bed frame. I want to get a bed frame that doesn't stick out. It just goes to the edge of the mattress, and that's it. I can't have one that's longer.
Do you think your apartment's representative of who you are as a person?
Yeah, it's empty.
Chilly and empty.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I guess I would think mine's cluttered and has a whole bunch of wrestling shit in it. So I guess
Filled with garbage. What are you
I
looking
guess
for? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess it's representative.
We're redoing my house right now. It's under renovation, and I don't know if the new look will be representative of who I am. Like the
Why?
old one was, because it was just like I mean I'd have, because you've done my podcast, you'd
Yeah.
have to walk through my house
Right.
often to get to my man cave, and you'd see the look on people's faces. They walk through your house and go, so this is where you live. Like it smelled like bacon. There was kids' toys everywhere.
Right.
It was small. And then you go to this man cave is so much better than my house. It's like you've been to my
Of course,
both-
yeah, a bunch of times,
Both
yeah.
of you guys have been to my house.
Yeah.
That's fucking odd that you've both
Nice.
been to my house.
Yeah. Well, you do a show out of your house. I mean, people are going to end up coming over.
Yeah, going to Rogan's house was cool back in the day.
I never went to Rogan's house.
No, we did it in different locations. I've done a podcast a bunch of times, but it's always been different locations.
Back in the day, you used to do it at his house, and that was like
I did one with Red Band at the old studio where the Ice House, I think.
I think it was Death Squad North.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it in that studio.
That place was fucking set up to be super high and super like lose your shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it was mannequins everywhere, and
Yeah, just weird like Christmas lights. It looked like something out of Stranger Things.
yeah,
It was really a weird one.
that was a fun place.
But yeah, so you're redoing your house?
Yo, redoing a house, homeless guys are just everywhere. Just
Why are homeless guys everywhere?
when you start redoing your house, just well, first of all, we put a porta potty in our front yard, so
That's great to have.
I came home one night and there was like a line in my front yard, like of homeless people waiting to take
Really?
shits. Yeah, I was fucked up. I came back from the store and I walked out and there's two guys standing in my front yard. I was like, "The fuck?" And the guy's like, "There's a line." I was like, "No, there's not. This is my fucking house. You're out." So we put a big fence up.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is that why they put fences around them, probably, so people just don't come and shit and piss all over?
yeah, and
Shit and piss off.
Well,
They'd probably be confined to the porta, or they see a porta
No, I
potty
mean,
on
all
the
over the
lawn
porta
and they
potty.
just like,
All over the inside of the porta potty. You don't want some fucking bum shitting in your porta potty.
no, that's true.
You want to talk about white privilege? This is white guilt. I started feeling guilty when we put a fence up that I took away the one opportunity that a homeless person would have to have like a moment of fucking civilization.
What?
See, that's just the opposite. That's why I'd feel proud of the fence. That would make me feel good about the fence.
Yeah.
That's one less bum that will be feeling good about himself.
You really felt bad that you weren't going to give the bum the privilege of the porta potty?
Well, I mean, you got life's giving you a fucking dick sandwich,
Right.
and the one thing you get, you're walking down the street, you got to take a shit, and you see a porta potty, and you're like, you know what?
Are there a lot of homeless people by you?
Yeah, because we got a new drug dealer.
You have a new drug dealer in the neighborhood?
New drug dealer in the neighborhood, and so then all the homeless started. And there was a big carnival at one of the parks, so they pushed out all the homeless people, and so they just kind of fell over to our side of this 170.
Yeah.
and it was bad. Like we had
'Cause your street is like very residential and
the drug dealers dealing heroin and meth, and so and he's literally right up the street from us. He lives with Lee Syatt, Joey Diaz's producer.
Oh.
He lives next door to him.
Oh, really?
I told him who he was. The guy goes, "Wait, are you talking about Daryl?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah." He was like, "That's what he does." I was wondering what he does. But so we had a break-in attempt. Like a homeless person tried to break into our house, and man, you cannot fucking scare a homeless person. Like if it was like I'm
Sure you
saying,
can. Show him a job application. That usually frightens them. Get it?
yeah, I got it.
Bums.
the bums. I
It's like, these lazy homeless guys need to get up and work for a living.
honey, quick, get the. There you go, sir.
Exactly.
We no, my dog went after him or her. It was a her. My dog went after her, and then I started yelling at her, and then another guy the next night did the same thing, and then we called the cops. Cops showed up immediately, fucking immediately. They were there in like 3 minutes.
Just waiting to get somebody?
They were like, "We're here!" Like it was amazing. All the shit people talk about cops. 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and then my daughters were freaked out. So I was like, I go, "Hey, do you mind if my daughters come out and like?"
Did the homeless lady get in the house?
No, she's trying to get into the backyard, and I was sitting out front smoking a cigar with my dog, and she didn't see me.
Dog smokes?
Yeah. I gotta stick it in between her paw. But and so it was crazy. It was
Do you
really,
still have chickens?
Yeah, still got chickens.
You didn't
How
unleash-
many?
3.
You haven't been to his house since he got the chickens?
No, I haven't.
They just stroll around his backyard.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think it's this thing that people now, life is so easy, they want to find what hardship was like to connect with some sort of realness.
Right.
You know? I mean, everything right now is so easy. Like, hey, Siri, who's Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Right.
But so I think my wife wanted something like growing the tomatoes or one of those things.
So what? You gonna eat the chickens?
Dude, chicken eggs are fucking amazing.
Oh, you eat the eggs. Okay.
They're better than they are like butter. They're when you get those homemade eggs, and sometimes they come out with 2 yolks in them. Oh, they're fucking incredible.
You got any yolks? Do you know Jim's got a soundboard now?
No.
Yeah, he put his own sounds on the soundboard.
Really?
It
Yeah.
really helps the show in a big
Thank you
way.
very much.
Yeah, no, it's super helpful and never
Cool.
out of context. Yeah,
Cool,
it's
cool, cool.
awesome. that,
Absolutely.
What kind of stuff you got on your soundboard?
Just important stuff that pops up.
it's like movie clips that nobody's ever heard and cannot place, and sounds that he makes.
Shut the fuck up!
See how that works?
Okay? Shut the fuck up!
Perfect.
Ed Norton?
No, that was fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh.
That one wasn't yours. That was Adrian's.
What?
The shut the fuck up one.
Yeah, but it's on the soundboard.
No, I know. I'm just saying that wouldn't go in the category of your obscure movie.
Oh no.
Sound bites.
Yeah, that's from Curb.
That's actually something that you've heard of and can relate to.
I have.
But you didn't unleash the chickens on the person who broke into your backyard?
No. Well, the cops came out, and I told the cops, I said, hey, do you mind if the girls come down and, my daughters were freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, can you just, talk to them? And the cops were like, of course. So my girls come down, and they had gotten lollipops and put notes on them that said, you are our heroes. And the cops, melted. They were like, listen, ladies, don't worry. We're going to be circling the block where you guys go to bed. We won't let anything happen to this house. I
Did they just
promise
do
you."
that, or did your wife tell them to?
I asked him, I said, do you mind talking to the girls?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
no, they just did it.
The lollipop thing.
They just did it.
Wow.
They just did it. And then as they're doing this, my oldest is tugging my arm, like, okay, Dad, let's go. I was like, Georgia, give him a second. Let him finish. And she's like, Dad, we got it. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, very much. I was like, what the fuck, George? And we start walking back. She's like, we are all wearing marijuana shirts. And they were wearing shirts that you get from dispensaries. And I had one from this company called the Dope State. It looks like the North Face, but it's the marijuana leaf. The 3 of us are all wearing marijuana shirts. We are all wearing marijuana shirts.
It would have been funny when your daughters came down if the cops threw you down and arrested you. Violent arrest.
Beating the shit out of me.
Yeah, that would probably. Your daughters seem to have a good self-awareness. Just seem to be aware of the situation. Like, we need to not be here right now because we're wearing marijuana shirts.
No, my youngest is oblivious.
She is.
Oh, fucking oblivious.
Is she still seeing ghosts?
No. We think she's time traveling now.
That's right. That's what you
Yeah,
told me about.
yeah.
She was time traveling.
Yeah, but we're done with time traveling. Now we're just trying to get her to read.
How old is she?
She's 10.
Okay.
She's dyslexic as fuck.
Yeah, it's
man.
late in the game.
It's so bad.
Way to be
Like,
encouraging, Sam.
It is. It's late in the game.
So wait, dyslexic, aren't there tricks that they can do to kind of read better? Who did I ask that was just
DDP.
dyslexic? Yeah.
No, there's a font that Henry. Remember when we met Henry Fonda? This is a long time ago.
Yes, on the set of the Oxbow incident. You mean Henry Winkler?
I think.
Oh, yeah, I meant
yeah.
Henry
I think you meant Henry Winkler.
Yeah, Henry Winkler.
Yeah, I remember I met Henry Fonda. Yeah. Ah, shit my pants.
he was selling a book, and I didn't pay attention to it.
Hank Zisler. Is that the name of the character?
I don't remember what the name
Well,
was,
Hank
but
Zipser.
there's
Hank
a ton of
Zipser.
them. Yeah.
And it's written in a dyslexia font so that you can read better in that font. So we got the font for my daughter, and it really helped.
What's the
Really?
font?
Just Roman numerals, or what? Not Roman numerals. New Roman times. No, I don't know. It's a dyslexia font, and it helps with dyslexia.
Is that what it looks like? It's kind of like. Is that the dyslexia font?
I think so.
It's called
Wonder-
dyslexia.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's pretty standard, except it looks like it's written kind of like there's weird curves and stuff to it, and that helps dyslexia.
Well, what happened? What's interesting is we had to go to an IEP for her.
What's
one time.
IEP?
It's I don't know. I think it's something for I don't know. It's like a helper at school
Okay.
or whatever.
All right,
Like the people that really like focus on her specifically.
sure.
Right.
And so you have like not one fuckable person.
It was a note from before.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was in the font. I was like,
No. Although it does sum up this room pretty well.
Yeah.
so we went to this IEP, and I'd fucked up. I came in firing a little hot. Mm-hmm. But I said,
What's
to them,
that mean, firing a little hot?
Well, I'd partied with Joey Diaz the night before, and I still felt the effects that morning.
Okay.
Right.
And then I brought 2 Diet Cokes, thinking that would wake me up, and it turned out I brought 2 Coors Lights. And then
Seriously?
seriously, I did seriously.
Do you
And then-
puke a lot?
No. Oh, you know what's so funny? I gag a lot. Why?
No, 'cause when I drank, I puked. I'm
Oh
amazed
no.
people don't puke a
I'm
lot.
not that kind of drinker. Like if I feel like I'm sick, I just don't drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So did you drink the Coors Lights, or you just looked at them and were like,
Murdered
oh, fuck.
him. Murdered him.
You did.
Murdered him. And so, well, yeah, I have 2 fucking Coors Lights on a campus. A school
Right.
What am I gonna?
Right.
I already opened one.
Yeah.
Thinking it's a Diet Coke.
You better get rid of them.
Yeah, murdered it. So,
Yeah.
so then we're sitting at this IEP. I'm a little loose in
Sure.
my head, and they're like, she's having a really hard time reading, and it's really holding her back. We're wondering, if we're gonna move her on to 5th grade, and I'm like, can we just teach her Braille? And they're like, what? I go, her eyes don't fucking work. Like, let's just pretend her eyes don't work. Let's just say she doesn't have eyes.
Right.
What would we go? How would we approach it from that? And they're like, well, I go, what would you do with a blind student? They're like, we give her audiobooks. I go, can we give her audiobooks? And they're like, yeah.
It seems so simple.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
This kid's getting her ass handed to her every single day, and no one thought to give her a fucking audiobook?
That's amazing they have that, though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They have audiobooks for everything. And so she started listening to audiobooks, and it was like,
and now everything's fine.
yeah, well, now it's like the stuff, the teacher will say, well, go home, read chapters 3 and 4. And now she just goes in and fucking listens to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we got tutors out the ass for. Like, we're taking, my wife's one of those people that if there's an issue, she deals with it.
Right.
Like, if she feels a lump, you're going to the doctor. If I'm feeling a lump, I just call Duncan Trussell and go, hey, man, what do you think I should do? I'm going to Hawaii.
So what do they? So will she be able to read comfortably or no?
No, probably never.
Wow.
But she'll
She has
listen to
severe
audiobooks.
dyslexia.
What's that?
Severe dyslexia.
Yeah.
Is that, and I didn't know there's different levels of it.
Like I have a joke about it that I tell on my special. Not like a joke, but like you literally watch her. You watch her look at a word, and then like if we were reading together, she does this like and tries to guess it off your face, like before you say it. She'll be like,
Oh.
Jance, and you're like, what? Johnny? No, it's Jim Norton. No, oh, okay, Jim Norton. And you're like, are you?
Because she sees you kind of pronouncing the first syllable or whatever.
Yeah. It's like, it's intense, but you know what? It's like everyone's got their fucking problems. That's her fucking problem.
Right.
It's like there's worse. There's much worse. Because we were thinking about sending her to a different school, and we went there and we're like, she's not this bad.
Well, she'll be fine. Nobody fucking reads anymore anyway.
No shit. Podcasts.
Yeah. Listen to podcasts, watch YouTube. Everything that you want to learn there's an instructional video on YouTube. That's what people do.
And you can do voice activation for stuff. You don't have to type it as much.
I told her that.
I'm only thinking of Siri. I don't know if that's true in
No,
other walks of life. I'm
you
not
hit
helping.
Google Assistant.
No, you have hit FN4 on your computer, and you can just talk your paper. Greg Fitzsimmons wrote his entire book with Drag and Dictate.
Really?
He just read
What
it
is it,
into
1989? Who the fuck uses Dragon anymore? Is that still popular?
That's what
FN works on your computer?
FN4, and you can
didn't know
just
that.
talk it into your computer.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. That's all I do.
It's talking to
So wait, do you have to hold them down while you're talking?
No, you hit FN4 and it comes up, and it's like you see a little box.
It'd be really inconvenient to just hold the button the whole
Yeah.
time.
No, I when I reply to emails, well, I'll tell you what, because I have whatever issues she has, I got some also.
Are you a little dyslexic?
Yeah, one of the funniest things I've ever done in my career is my audiobook. because I wrote a book. And then I had to read the audiobook, and I could not get through it. It took me 15 hours to read a 5-hour book.
Oh.
And they left it all in. They left me going, motherfucker.
Oh, that's good.
And so, I fall apart laughing at one point. I'm taking off my fucking pants. I'm so uncomfortable in this fucking room. This sucks.
So it's all in.
That's all in. And then I wrote a chapter about Patrice, and I did his voice. Hey, Bert! Or whatever. It was horrible.
How long is the audiobook then?
5 hours.
How'd they cut it down if they left in all like the
They put in.
and just cut out some other shit?
And just anything that was working they took out.
Perfect.
And it's just all me losing my fucking mind.
That's perfect.
But I don't know what I was going to say about that. But yeah, I have a hard time reading. But what I do is for emails this is something my wife did figure it out for me, is when you get sent emails on your thing, open them up so they're a separate thing and then put them all over your screen and then go through them one by one. So I hit FN4 and just reply to all my emails like that. It's so much easier than
So you put them all on your screen.
So I get on my computer and then I go through my email and then I double click on them so they open up in a separate window.
Uh-huh.
And then I open all the emails I have to reply to. So you get like 12 emails opened up and then you just go through them one by one with FN4 and you're like, yes.
How do you read them? If you can't,
I can read. I'm not fucking retarded.
Yeah, who do you think he is? Fucking Leroy from Fame?
But if you can't write, how could you?
No, I mean it's just easier. I can also type.
Oh,
but
you just decide to put your feet back in.
FN4 is my thing. That Hey Siri is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
Siri on the phone?
When you go, Hey Siri, set an alarm for 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, you have to say, Hey Siri?
Yeah,
I never address it as Siri.
Jimmy, she's already here.
Hey Siri.
I'm sorry. Look, Jimmy.
Hey Siri.
It just set an alarm for 10 a.m.
Hey Siri.
You don't
exactly. The dumb cunt's just looking at me.
You don't have the new operating system.
No, I don't.
That'd be great if she goes, Hey Jimmy.
Yeah.
You don't have the new iPhone?
No, I don't.
Get the update. The update has it no matter
Fuck
what.
the update. The update doesn't work.
Turns
well
your phone into a piece of shit if you don't have a new one.
Really?
Really?
Well, you guys should drop your phones more often.
I don't like the new Siri because it used to be like, hey, now it's voice recognized, but I used to be able, if you said, hey Siri on the radio, it would like all the listeners would get all fucking pissed off because you'd turn on everybody's Siris.
I did that at Philadelphia.
You
I
did?
go, hey guys, everyone put their phones on the table. I go, hey Siri, set a reminder for November 11th at 10 p.m. to watch my Showtime special. She just did it.
What did she say?
Okay, I'll remind you.
All right, cool.
There it is.
And all
You
of a
didn't even
sudden,
have to hit anything.
people's phones were setting reminders, and I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Then what will the reminder do? Will it say anything like, oh, I'm going to come?
You could have just said that.
I know, but I like to press it. I want to show off.
Don't forget, it's a press. It's not a tap or a push.
I'm getting used to all this.
I'm so excited you have a soundboard.
I am too.
That's one of those things that I think I'll fucking really enjoy listening to.
You do?
Oh, fuck yes!
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm getting used to it.
It's one of those things that as a comic doing the road, we would have mocked like in 1997 or in 2001. But now, like, if you gave me a soundboard, I'd be like, fuck yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, one of my favorite, I remember, I think I emailed you and asked you if you could help me get it, is I love more than anything when they do the Friday chant and play Lover Boys Working for the Weekend.
Who? Just radio stations in general?
Stations.
Oh, yeah.
I make Cowhead do it all the time. I call Cowhead every Friday, and I try to trick him into saying the word Friday. I'll go, hey, man, what was that movie Ice Cube and Cuba Gooding Jr. were in? He's like, what? He's like, Ice Cube and Cuba Gooding Jr. with the pot? And he goes, no, you're thinking of Chris Tucker, and it's Friday. And I went, what was it? And then I'll start chanting Friday. It's my favorite.
And then everybody...
It's a big fucking no.
How do you compartmentalize doing stand-up in the city when it's a shorter set, like 10 minutes, versus working out hours? Like,
I just work on a 15-minute set, like at the Cellar. I just go up and I'll start just talking and whatever. Like eventually I have a new 15, and then I'll just plop that into the fucking set. I'll usually, because it's still fun and fresh.
Oh, so you would not do anything from the past that already worked. You are always doing.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, I do, but once I shoot it, I try not to do it.
I meant when you're in the Cellar, it's just strictly figuring out brand new material. Like
Well, I mean, brand new within. There's times where I do stuff that I'm still doing in my 1 hour. Of course, you have to see if it ties in. Hey, does this go into that? Or I want to just try this. I want to work on that. It doesn't feel fresh anymore. Then I'll go back in and try to work on it backwards or whatever. Yeah. But there's no need to destroy in the cellar. I mean, I want to, but you know what I mean? It's a small room, so you go in there and you hope you can kill with the newer stuff or stuff that you're tinkering with.
I guess it's just a weird philosophy to hear that like. You wouldn't just always, your default would be, I just want to crush the room.
You do want to crush the room, but the reality is, and I respect the Comedy Cellar, but it's when stuff works there, I know it will work on the road, or I at least think it will, because they're not my fans in the Comedy Cellar.
They're not your fans in the Comedy Cellar?
No, you just go on. They don't give a fuck. They just show up for a show. They don't care who's on the lineup.
You don't think, I always thought that the Comedy Cellar was known kind of as like the mecca of East Coast comedy. Like if you're a comedy fan and you're in New York, you definitely stop by the cellar.
Meaning they're not there like, hey, Jim Norton's on the bill. Let's go see Bert Kreischer.
Oh, you didn't.
It's not a headline
tickets.
show. They're not selling tickets to it.
Yeah.
So they're just going to see a show. They know comedians drop in. They know Colin's there a lot, or they know that there's good comics, and you want to kill. But guys that are just going up at the cellar and doing the stuff they've been doing on weekends for years on the road, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be working out here. This is where you fucking.
It almost just becomes an ego thing where it's just like I just want the laughs.
Yeah, but I like to get the laughs with what I want to do. Like if I'm
Right.
doing a new opening now, I'm trying new opening lines, and I finally figured out the opening to my hour set that I'm happy with. I wasn't happy with what I was doing for the last 6 months, and now it feels fucking good because it just happened one night. You try to go up with an idea like what Trump's pussy grabbing. I'm not going to do in the special because it won't be topical by the time it airs. But it's fun just to go up and talk about it and just see where it goes.
Yeah.
And if it lands on something funny, it lands on something funny.
Yeah.
And then you find what's funny, and the next night you try it. It's fucking awesome. It's fresh and it's new all the time.
That's the OR at the store. That's where.
Right. Yeah, man. That's what all those guys at Comedy Store do. The same thing. Improv. I do the improv when I'm in LA mostly.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing there. There's that type of an energy. It's like.
But you get young kids, or you get those people that just do their acts to get pussy, and they go up and murder, and you're like, great, fantastic.
Yeah.
But they're not actually building anything.
No, I don't think they may never shoot an hour.
Right.
You know what it is? You got to kill, though, when you're at a certain point. Like, when you're coming up, there's a lot of pressure to fucking do well because you're competing for spots. You know what I mean? It's like you're competing with Dave Attell for spots at the Comedy Cellar. So what are you going to do, go up there and bomb if you're doing it for 6 months? You can't. You have to go up there and kill. But once you've been there for a long time.
Because I think I was always caught in between that. Like, I remember one time seeing Tosh go up and murder with all brand new stuff. Like, figuring things out, murder. And I was like, fuck, man. And we were hanging out, and I was like, this is probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe even more. No,
So he had a show?
I did not have a TV show.
Did he have a show?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I was not on TV yet, and he was. His Tosh Point was on. And he said, and I was like, we were hanging out, and I was like, I gotta fucking write more. And he's like, no, you just need to get famous and then write more. He was like, it's pointless he's like, you just gotta kill every time you go up. And I was like, so fucking caught in between that of like, when's the point when you start going, I'm okay to just work on new material versus I need to go up and do well tonight.
It depends on what you want. Like, I get very bored. Like, I get fucking out of my mind bored with material. I do. Like, it drives me crazy. So I eventually wind up working on new stuff, and that usually becomes the opening, because then I just go on the road and start doing it up front. And then it's like I shit out the old material. The stuff that gets squeezed out the back end of the hour just doesn't make it to the special.
Yeah. I think I was in the place where I hadn't done an hour in a while. I hadn't done it since 2009, and I was just backlogged with all this fucking stuff that I knew worked, and I just had no passion for stand-up because I was like, I don't want to work on new stuff because I got to get rid of this stuff.
Right.
So then I did this hour, and now I'm working on all new stuff, and it's like you get excited about stand-up again.
Half the fucking stuff I started on this tour, I'm not doing anymore.
Really?
Half it, I'm not doing anymore. I didn't even pay attention to it. And Kelsey saw the set after like a while. She's like, "You're not doing a lot of the stuff you were doing." It's like you just get like, ugh, fucking
Bored of it.
boring.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know how guys do it. I've said that a million times. I don't know how they do it. Fucking for years. Same shit.
I like I don't know how like a hypnotist does it, where he's got to do the same thing every time,
Well, I mean, some people just go up there and they're not doing anything. Like, they just want adulation. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, right?
It's not the art form. It's I tell when you see like young comics who murder, who are good-looking dudes, I go, don't let pussy derail your talent, because there's a lot of guys that literally that I'd name, and you go, wait, whatever happened to them? And it's just like they were in New York and they were in LA, and it was about getting on stage, doing the bits that made women think they'd want to fuck them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I mean, I'd say names, but it would be rude. But there are guys we both know that you're like, man, you were funny as shit, but all you cared about is getting. It's the same with alcoholics. Guys who just were like, I'm only at the club so I can get fucking drunk.
Right.
And they get drunk before they go on stage.
It just becomes this exercise. Like, I have my 10 minutes. This is the 10 minutes that gets me laid. I'm going to go up. I'm going to do my 10 minutes. That way I can get laid.
Yeah.
Boy, has that not been my fucking MO.
No.
I have done nothing but self-destruct sexually.
You haven't found that magical 10 minutes
No,
yet?
I have not. Oh, my God, no. Here's what I get after I talk to a girl on Tinder. So, I watched some of your stuff. That fucking sickening pregnant pause. Ugh.
People wonder why Jim is doing specials every year. They're like, he's so prolific. Yeah, because he's searching for that 10 minutes that he can't find.
I'm desperately trying to find something that makes somebody want to fuck me for free.
Your act is the antithesis of what those guys
Oh
do.
my God,
Absolutely.
it just does not work that way.
Right, and it's not because he's an artist. It's because he just hasn't figured out what the 10
I haven't
minutes
figured
is
out
yet.
what I can do to override my looks.
We should take a break. Bert, your special is going to be November 11th, right?
11/11 at 10 p.m. on Showtime.
That's going to be very, very exciting, and Bert's sticking around. Jim Norton.
Tickets are on sale. I'm in Philly this weekend, and tickets are now on sale for November 4th, Friday at the Melrose Improv. I'm just doing one set there. I'll be in Fort Lauderdale the 18th and 19th, and possibly the 17th. And then December 2nd, 3rd is Hartford, Connecticut. I'm doing the Funny Bone. Tickets just went on sale for that. And, all warming up for the Skirball to shoot December 17th.
It's very
Skirball.
exciting.
Is that where you're shooting your special?
Yeah, I haven't shot there in fucking probably almost a decade, but it's such a great room. And in New York, availability was hard, and that room is amazing. So
Fuck yeah. Do you know who's releasing it?
I do, but I can't. It's not that I can't. I'm not allowed to say because contractually they have to announce it. Believe me, I'd love to. It's where I've wanted to be for a long time.
It's going to be very, very exciting.
You porn?
You know what? I really left myself open to a fucking even a meaner statement than that.
And don't forget to follow the show across all forms of social media at Jim and Sam Show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.